Hey, 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 everybody, it's me, Mike Mnemonic. I know, where have I been? Well, how would you like to go and listen to story time right now? Let me tell you a story. It's about an epic adventure, which started, I would say, late Friday evening, or maybe as early as Saturday morning. I can't remember. Why can't I remember? I'll tell you why. Because it involved, hold on one second, this game. If you can't read it, it says Neftelia 2. Yeah, it's running right now, but that just happened like maybe a couple hours ago. And it's really pissing me off. Really, really pissing me off. And it was unnecessary. This isn't really about Neftelia 2, though. Although I am glad to have it running. And it turned out the solution to get it to run was, in retrospect, kind of simple. This is more about RPG Maker 2000 and 2003. Just the whole damn thing, RPG Maker related. I mean, I don't know. I had a lot to say earlier when I was all pissed off, but I guess the one real question I have to ask. Now, I understand I'm retarded when it comes to shit like this, and while it's not really a valid excuse, it could probably apply to other people who aren't familiar with how RPG Maker games work. But anyway, the question is, why does it have to be so complicated? Seriously, why? Why? Why does it have to be so complicated? Every game I've ever played with RPG Maker, or that's been made with it, it's always this big ordeal, and I can't find out why it's necessary. I mean, I haven't played that many RPG Maker games. I would say the first one I played was Yume Nikki, but that's probably not right. The first one I probably played was Super Columbine RPG, and I don't remember having to do anything to get that to really work. Maybe I did. It's been a while. I have to admit that. But when I first started playing Yume Nikki, it was like, it sounded like a cool game. I downloaded it, tried to run it, nothing at all, not a damn thing. And that's when I discovered that you had to change regional codes, or Unicode thing. You know, switch it over to English, from English to Japanese. That's what you had to do. And so I did it. And I thought it was annoying because that version of the game still seemed like there was something wrong with it. Now I remember there was something wrong with it because I ended up having to look for a later version that was actually patched in English, and that didn't require me to change the Unicode settings at all, which I thought was nifty. And so that was pretty much the only real major problem I had with RPG Maker until Neftelia came around. I think Ravef was the one who told me about that. It's been a long time. I can't remember. I know he was the one who did a lot of help with me getting it to run. But it was one of the same things. You had to have Neftelia to work it. I mean, not Neftelia to work it. The RPG Maker. No, I'm getting ahead of myself here. God, I'm stupid. I had to change the Unicode again. So I did that. But then I had to do something else. I can't remember if it was just copy an executable from a RPG Maker project into it. I mean, that's another thing I don't understand. Maybe that's not really RPG Maker in general. I can't really understand why the guy making Neftelia doesn't include executables in the damn game data. It's weird. I don't understand it. Let me go off on a tangent here. There are other games I have played for the PC that were freeware, not necessarily console based, and they were made with different things. Well, what was the name of that one game? I think it was all of Your Friends Are Dead or something like that. I thought it was made with like something called Game Maker. I don't really know what Game Maker is. But I mean, all you gotta do is just double click the damn icon and it runs. It's great. I mean, granted, I've only played that and the sequel that I know of that was made with Game Maker, but I mean, you know, the point I'm trying to make is it was made with a program, and you didn't necessarily have to have a copy of said program to be able to run the fucking game. Meanwhile, with RPG Maker, well, I didn't realize it at the time. I don't know how the hell I actually ended up being able to run Neftalia. But Neftalia 2, oh fuck, that was a different story. When I heard it was released and someone, people kept linking me to where to download the game data, I figured, well, it's no big deal. I just go download it and it would be that simple. But no, it wasn't. It was not. And I tried a bunch of different absurd bullshit type things to get it to run. I took a lot of suggestions as far as copying executables from other games to it to see if it would work, and nothing happened. I uninstalled my copies of RPG Maker 2000, 2003 and reinstalled them. Nothing happened. And I even went so far, and it's odd. No one suggested me to do this. Excuse me one second. Pardon. Anyway, no one suggested for me to do this. It was just something I came up with. There were different executable associated files. I don't know. They were all labeled RPG _ RT and dot and then different letters. I was taking them from the original Neftalia, copying them from that and pasting them into Neftalia 2 folder. Just because I was desperate, out of desperation. And somehow, instead of the game not loading at all and bringing up an error message, which was just in Japanese, hold on, let me show that to you, by the way. I have a picture, which I would like to show you. This is what I've been looking at all fucking weekend. This is fucking annoying. That in the background are sprites for Neftalia 2 that I thought I would never actually get to see in the fucking game because of this fucking message right here. That is Moonspeak for fuck you asshole. That's what that is. That's what I translate that to. But anyway, like I was saying, I took stuff from Neftalia 1 and Neftalia 2, and while for other people it would render the game completely broken, I was actually able to get to at least the title screen, see the opening movie, and then get to the main menu before I couldn't do a goddamn thing at all. Which beats error message for me. At least it doesn't feel like I have a Japanese man looking at me through the computer and telling me to go fuck myself. It's just more of a, well, you fucked yourself over, but hey, at least you got a screen out of it, sort of thing. But luckily, thanks to a user who goes by Forgotten and Alone, or Axel, or I don't know, her different aliases. You would have to ask her. But I don't know if she wants to be asked. Never mind about that. Anyway, thanks to her, after many hours today, she discovered that, well, it wasn't really a discovery. We tried a whole bunch of different shit, and it was like the last thing she thought of. There are these things for RPG Maker called runtime protocols or programs or something like that. I needed the ones for RPG Maker 2000 version, which doesn't really make sense to me. I figured I already had them. I mean, if you need that shit for all the different RPG Maker games, I mean, I thought I had the ones for 2003 and, Neftalia was working. I don't know. You would think an older version would also have the older version of shit and the stuff would run. That was the reason it wouldn't run, because I didn't have some fucking files. And I can honestly say I do not understand how downloading those files into a random directory all of a sudden makes everything a-okay. I don't get it at all. I'm totally clueless. I feel stupid beyond imagination. I am befuddled. And hell, I even had someone else trying to do this along with me. Crowley, hell, he wasn't even really into Neftalia, but I was on Skype and he was just like, he was interested because I was making it sound so fucking hard, and well, for me it was. Oh, I don't know, man. It's just, God. And then I finally actually get it to work, and I'm just so exhausted. I don't even want to play it. It's amazing to me. I mean, I wish it had a face so I could punch it just a few times to say, hey, look what you've done to me. Why do these games have to be this way? I'm afraid one day Yumi to Nikki or to I don't know how you pronounce that. You know what I'm talking about if you know what it is. Excuse me once more. I'm afraid when it's finalized in English translated, I'm not going to be. I'm going to have the same issues with that or worse. I'm noticing a declining trend here, where it's getting progressively harder and harder. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just overreacting here. But I thought I would just rant about that. I would classify that as a rant. I was peeved. Very peeved. Well, it's over now. To answer any the obvious questions, no, this will not be the next LP. I have something else in mind. What will it be? You'll find out eventually. I gotta go. Bye.